For June 2025, on June 12th, I streamed 5 hours and 37 minutes. On that day, I made $11,282, with 6,320 of those being ads, 1,797 of those being turbo, 1,477 being gifted, 1,052 doing paid gifted subs, and 622 of Prime.
There were quote retweets talking about the situation where they were saying stuff like, unpopular opinion, nothing against her, but celebs trying to get into the streamer lane is kind of corny to me. And this is a tweet with damn near 50,000 likes. Got another tweet right here saying, if you stream for money, you are ruining streaming. Another tweet saying, oh, streamer's not corny anymore. So yeah, a lot of people were getting their shit off on Young Miami.
What's good, peeps? It's your boy JP back at it again with another reaction video, and today we are reacting to Soul Speaks. I think I've seen one of his videos before, so you know the algorithm gonna feed it to me, but we're gonna see what he's talking about. Today's video is celebrities are ruining streaming. Streaming is the new thing. You know, it's everybody wants to be a streamer. Shout out to Casanat, shout out to all the streamers doing their thing. But that's the new wave right now, so y'all not gonna worry about me jumping on that wave. I ain't got the time for it. Well, I do got the time for it to tell y'all why y'all should subscribe before we jump into this video. Because we keeping it PG. Prosper gang, we outside. There's a lot of prosperity going on around this mug. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get into this video.
Young Miami went live on Twitch a couple days ago, and she has been getting cooked on the timeline. Why? Because she has 0 viewers.
Talking with Hank. That's a good angle.
Ain't nobody on there, Brandon. It says 0 views.
No, he got 27 followers.
And simultaneously getting roasted by the chat with 0 viewers.
Okay, I'm already on my whatever you want to call it. So listen, I'm gonna tell you why I think this is the case. I could be wrong. I'm just jumping to assumptions. This is what I do. I jump to assumptions to see if I can hit it on the nail, and then later on in the video, if I'm right, I deserve a subscribe. So be prepared to subscribe. Anyway, check this out. So what they gotta understand is streamers. The ideal audience for streamers are like kids, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, from 13, from 11, 12, 13, all the way up to like 25. After 25, most people have lives. I'm going to tell you straight up, as big as Kai Cenat is, I'm 31 for the record. As big as Kai Cenat is, I have never, not once, it is 2025, not once have I ever watched a Kai Cenat stream. Boom. Not that I don't think he's cool, not that I don't think he's entertaining, not that I don't think he's good. Shout out to Kai Cenat, he doing his thing. Thing is, I'm grown. I got a lot of responsibilities and things I need to be doing with my time. I don't have free time and luxury time to sit down for an hour, not even an hour, to watch somebody act the way they act on stream. I just don't got time for that. You know what I mean? You know, maybe listening in the background. Like I could do podcasts for an hour because I can just listen to it in the background. But streaming, you're watching it, you're engaging, you're typing. I don't have that type of time. And if you do, shout out to you. I'm grown though. I just can't move like that. So, unfortunately, what Young Miami has an issue with is she's older, right? Most of her fan base is around her age, if not, you know, close to that age. They don't got time for that. Yeah, Casanat is up, but Young Miami don't appeal to the younger audience like that. She's not tapped in with them like that. So you're trying to stream, not realizing that is for a younger audience, not for you. And not everything is for you. Just because it's hot don't mean it fits for you. Drake taps in with the younger audience. He knew how to like slide his way through there, and it works for him. Y'all just can't pick up a camera until you gonna start streaming, and your audience. People our age ain't watching that. But let's see if I'm right.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But people were really using this tweet to get their shit off about celebrities getting into streaming, and that's what I really want to talk about today. There were quote retweets talking about the situation where they were saying stuff like, unpopular opinion, nothing against her, but celebs trying to get into the streamer lane is kind of corny to me. And this is a tweet with damn near 50,000 likes. Got another tweet right here saying, if you stream for money, you are ruining streaming. Another tweet saying, oh, streamers not corny anymore, so yeah, a lot of people were getting their shit off on Young Miami. And yeah, if you just go through the quote retweets, yeah, a lot of people are getting their shit off. People do not.
And granted, I could get that too, because people used to call streamers corny. They did. They used to call them lame, Minecraft people, video game losers, whatever. That's what they used to call them. And now that they done made it cool and mainstream, and now that they done took over, damn near took over the industry. Now it's like everybody want to participate, and it's like, oh, now that we cool, you want to slide through, and it is kind of disingenuous because you only really doing it for the money. You're not doing it, or if you're not doing it for the money, you're doing it to stay relevant. Either or, it's disingenuous. You're not doing it because it's something you really like to do, and people can see right through that shit.
Like celebrities getting into the streamer wave as much as they have been. So today I want to examine if that's really valid criticism or if people are just hating. I will say this, a lot of people are right. It wasn't too long ago when live streaming was viewed as corny. It was viewed for the nerds, specifically Twitch streaming, because Twitch started off as a gaming platform. When you went on Twitch, it was a bunch of people at their desk just playing games and doing that type of content. But now, as we know, streaming has become much larger than just gaming. You have people doing these insane productions. It has expanded past gaming. Like, streaming is insane now. And with streaming becoming as mainstream as it has, it's gonna welcome a bunch of different people with a bunch of different motives. And especially with the amount of money being made in streaming and the top streamers being candid with how much they're making, yeah, a lot of people are gonna want to get into streaming for one reason or another. A big part of that being the money.
I would say the biggest streamers right now make probably anywhere from $50 to $100 million a year. But that's the big dogs, like the big dogs.
So like you, Aiden Raw.
I don't make that at all. Not even. No, I swear to God, not even near that.
So some under that then.
But like I don't wanna fuck them up with the IRS. You know who pays taxes nowadays? Right. But like it's just like a thing where they make crazy money. You know, and even
he is funny. Hey, shout out to Neon. I think he's from Houston. Shout out to Neon. He is pretty funny, and he grew up a lot. So shout out to him.
If you're like, I mean, still, I'm so grateful to be doing good for myself. But those are the big dogs. But those are bigger than the NBA maxes.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's very easy to spot when someone's just trying to get into streaming for money. This is literally how they go live. All right, they hit go live, boom. They go on their phone. They start twirling their hair. Chat, what we on, man? Chat, talk to me. Talk to me. Like, it's very obvious. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't everyone. There's a couple of celebrities that got into streaming, and you can clearly see that they are doing it for the love of the game. They're actually interested in the game of streaming. I want to shout out T-Pain specifically because he's been streaming for years now, 4 years, and this is T-Pain. He made Bartender. I don't know how long Timbaland's been doing it, but Timbaland looks like he's actually taking streaming seriously. Now, Timbaland may be another video because everything he's doing with the AI music artist, that may be a whole different video of itself, but Timbaland's another good actor for now. But there's definitely a couple other people trying to get into the space, and you can just tell, bro, that they're just doing it because it's the cool thing to do now. Young Miami is a perfect example. I seen Tyga streaming one time, and I'm like, what the fuck is Tyga doing streaming? I saw who is bro's name? The fact that I can't even think of him is crazy. The one bad bitch and she do what I say so. Lil Mosey. I'm pretty sure I saw Lil Mosey streaming the other day, and I'm like, Lil Mosey streaming. What the fuck? So this is my thing. I don't think all of these celebrities are inherently streaming because they're broke. I think a lot of these celebrities are trying to get into the space because it's the new cool thing. I think
Right. I think it's because it's the new popular thing. Like, they want to get relevant again.
I mean, just like how being a
Like I'm yeah, like okay, he about to say it. I was about to say it.
YouTuber was a wave at one point, just like being a podcaster was the wave at one point, TikTok was the wave at one point. Being a streamer is just the next new wave. Like, do y'all remember a couple years ago when it seemed like every celebrity was launching a podcast? Like, I feel like that's what streaming is becoming, / has become. And I think the main thing that makes streaming appealing to these people is how low lift it is. Like, as soon as you hit go live on your phone or on OBS, you are technically already streaming and creating content, when real content creators know there is much more to streaming than just hitting go live. And as much as I want to say, I don't mind them, good.
Because it's all about adding value. And I think that's where they gonna have the hardest problem at. When you're used to adding value with art, right? Because and this is coming from a cinematographer, right? Most of my value in my creative journey is been making images, video images look pretty as hell, right? That's the value I added to a lot of people, is making dope images and making them look pretty. And I still do that. So that's not just a passing. I still do that to this day. But I also did have an act for, talking on camera. Not necessarily talking on camera, but I always had like this wisdom look to life. Like my brother always said that people in my life come to me for advice. And I watch a lot of YouTube, like crazy amount. Like I don't watch TV. Like I watch YouTube is my TV, and it consumes a lot of my day, like hours of my day. Like if you saw the amount of hours I'd be on YouTube watching it, it would blow your mind. So I watch that much YouTube, so it just naturally gravitated because I learned so much and I had so much to say. So with both of those things combined, I decided to add value by giving my wisdom to people out in the world, like let my wisdom live online through reacting to people's videos. And whatever naturally comes to me, I'm going to naturally spit out. No Diddy. That sounded crazy, but you get what I'm saying. But anyway, I think they need to focus on adding value to people. They need to focus on what value can I bring to my viewers. And sometimes when you get caught into this whole, if you're an artist, music, you're so used to adding value like that you don't know how to add value elsewhere. And like the streaming aspect, like how do you add value streaming? Well, you gotta know your audience. You gotta know what is your audience looking for. A lot of times they hit record and they don't know what audience they got. They just like, well, you're here. Like, I'm gonna entertain you if you tell me what to do. They don't know how to garner an audience. Like my audience, I hope you are looking to grow. Like we here to have fun. We're here to talk crap. But we're here to learn. We're here to exchange perspectives and really learn something. You know what I mean? To grow. You know what I mean? That's the audience I want to cultivate. Is the one that wants to be up to date on things, but also want to learn and grow, want to like understand different people's perspectives. Not necessarily textbook learn, but learn through other people's perspectives and open your mind, be more open-minded to how big the world is in people's perspectives. So that's a value I hope to bring to you. And if you like that, hit the like and subscribe button and get notified so you can learn and keep growing with me too. But with that being said, we're going to continue with this video.
Content rises to the top. I'm gonna be honest, content creation now, and especially with streaming, that isn't necessarily the case. Like, this is the bad thing, I guess, about streaming. Like, even the biggest content creators do a lot of low-lift content that when celebrities get into it and just start treating it like an IG live, it's not that far off from what the big streamers are doing. In the grand scheme of things, I understand they're not coming up with events and doing what Kai does, but
and that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta learn. It's nothing wrong with low lifts or easy barrier to entry content if you know how to add value in that space. For instance, like these videos I make are super easy for me. Like I'm literally like, when I hit stop recording, it's pretty much like 70% of the video is done. It cuts my editing down to like, I can literally edit this video in like 10 minutes, right? Which is good for me, so it helps me stay consistent and knock out a lot of videos. But In comparison to me, like I edit music videos that takes me hours and sometimes days to complete. You know what I mean? So it's just about even though I can do these so easily, the amount of value I add with my wisdom and my words is where the value is. That's where the barrier to entry becomes high, because the way I deliver my knowledge, or the way I deliver my wisdom, or the way I deliver my ideas and perspectives is what makes me unique and what makes me uncopyable, or what makes the barrier to entry high. People say, man, I can make videos like that, but you can't talk like me, you don't think like me. When somebody say a certain word and something in my brain clicks to make me hit the pause button so I can tell you what came to my head, that don't work for you. That's a me thing. And that's what makes us unique. Kai got his own thing that makes him unique. Ray J got his own thing. Blackboy Max got his own thing. Duke Dennis got his own thing. The whole AMP got their own thing. You know what I mean? So it's really finding out what about you is special and highlighting that. That's what makes the barrier to entry high, even with low maintenance content. You know what I mean?
Grand scheme of things, like a lot of streamers really do just hit go live, talk to their chat, yap it up, get celebrities involved, yap it up some more, and other celebrities can do that. Now, I don't think there's something inherently wrong with streaming and doing content for money, because newsflash, there is big money in content creation. Let's stop lying.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, as much as I like doing this and it's fun, I want this to be my full-time income if I can. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. So please hit the like and subscribe button to help me get there. But I would love to do this full-time and then scale this up and make this bigger and grander. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, we definitely want this bag. What you mean? Cause it's late. Look, it's 1:21 a.m. in the morning I'm recording this video. And I still gotta get up for work in the morning. Huh. I'm getting it.
To ourselves, the cat's out the bag. There's a lot of money to be made in this, especially with a bunch of these big streamers just giving out how much they make. Like, yeah, a lot of people want money.
For June 2025, on June 12th, I streamed 5 hours and 37 minutes. During that day, I averaged 23,462 viewers, and I received over 1,013 subs. On that day, I made $11,282, with 6,320 of those being ads, 1,797 of those being turbo, 1,477 being gifted, 1,052 doing paid gifted subs, and 622 of Prime.
Ultimately,
bro made 11,005 hours. Bro, I gotta clock into a job, and I think I might walk away with, I'm not telling y'all how much I make a day, but you get what I'm saying. Like, man. You know what? I'm gonna hit stream. This will pre-record. No, I'm playing. I'm not. The streaming ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my life on camera. Maybe I might change my mind. Maybe when I do become full-time, this can be something different. But right now, I just ain't got time for that.
Two things. I just find it very interesting how much the narrative has shifted on streaming in a short amount of time. Because again, it wasn't too long ago when streaming, one, wasn't this big, and two, was considered just for the nerd. And I think that's a direct call to the impact that streamers like Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, and iShowSpeed have made to the game. They have completely shifted what streaming inherently is. But if there is one thing I am kind of, sort of, maybe actually really worried about, is celebrities getting into streaming and starting to figure it out, because the Young Miamis and the Tigers, they haven't really figured it out. But I've seen it with YouTube. I've seen it specifically within sports content creation. Once you get celebrities actually figuring this shit out, smaller content creators trying to compete with them becomes harder and harder and harder. Now,
he owns something. That's when the barrier to entry get hard, because then now people don't care about the regular people, and they only care about the people that's up. if you think about it, like my girl she watches Love Island, and she talked about how like this season they got a bunch of like influencers and not like regular people. They're starting to realize like, man, if we can start utilizing celebrities that already got followings, like they gonna bring in like way more people. Like once they figure it out, regular creators are going to struggle. That is very true.
Why is that? I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty much a resource and capital diff. Like that's what it is. I saw it on YouTube when all those late night talk shows started dominating the platform. Like it's
this thing called proof of concept. And once the celebrities already have proof of concept because they got a large fan base, right? Granted, streaming is still, to me, is for the younger audience, but who knows, it might change. I don't know. I still don't think it will, based off the type of content it is. Adults that got lives don't have time to tune into that. But granted, live shows have always been a thing too, so who knows? But anyway, it's a thing called proof of concept. What happens is celebrities have already proven that they have a fan base, that people are willing to pay them to go to concerts and do this and do that and do this. That all they have to do is find a way to translate that. It's easier to translate that than it is to start all over. I gotta get this AC fixed. It keep leaking. Hit the subscribe button so I can pay to get this thing fixed. I ain't making no money from YouTube, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, they got a proof of concept. So
hard to compete with the late night show with Jimmy Fallon, and they have all this production capital and all these resources to upload 20 videos a day, and every single video is edited with the highest production quality in the world. It's hard to compete with that. I saw it within the NBA space specifically. When I started, it was a bunch of independent content creators making content and, doing podcasts. But when Gilbert Arenas comes into the space, when All the Smoke comes into the space, when JJ Redick comes into the space, with the capital that they have because they made millions of dollars in the NBA, with the network that they have because they're connected with all the NBA players, and with the level of credibility that they built prior to becoming content creators being a part of all of this, it became harder and harder and harder for independent sports content creators to make it within this field. Or at least it was capped off. Like, people's potential was definitely capped off with NBA players starting to figure out content creation. And let me get this straight. I am not saying it's impossible for streamers to make it if celebrities do figure this game out. It's just gonna become harder, and I feel like the potential and people's standards may be too high once it gets to that point. But also, you can make an argument, maybe that's what the space needs, is a higher barrier to entry. It is a higher barrier to quality content, all these different things. Maybe that is what the space needs. Also, you can make the argument that it's inherently a good thing that celebrities are trying to get into the streaming, right? Because it means that the space is being more legitimized, more brands are being involved, more eyeballs are on the industry, and it's a win-win for everyone. You could also make that case. Because I truly do believe that the excuse that content creation is becoming oversaturated has been an excuse for people for years now. And it's just never been true. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is oversaturated. But the good will rise to the top. That's just what it is. If you're good at what you do, you will rise to the top. If you don't, you will stay at the bottom. That's just how that rocks. So it is oversaturated. When it's a low barrier to entry and the cap on how much money you can make is extremely high, you gonna have a lot of people in it. Like, look at OnlyFans. Like, OnlyFans, the barrier to entry is like, just be 18. And then the amount of money you can make is crazy. But only the greats make it up there. Most people don't crack that high. You know what I mean? So, that's just kind of how that go. But it definitely is oversaturated. It's just, we don't know what this celebrity stuff is gonna lead to.
And I think as long as the industry keeps on growing, there's always going to be space for people. But I do think what celebrities, again, brings to the table is just a cap potential. But with that being said, let me know what y'all think about all this in the comment section down below. Is celebrities getting into streaming good or bad for the industry? Can definitely see both sides here. But with that being said, I'm out of here.
Well, shout out to him, man. This is Soul Speaks right here. Soul Speaks. But shout out to him. But yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it at that. Wow, I don't think it's a great thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just it is what it is. Only time will tell. The world is moving fast. Right now, we talking about celebrity streaming. What about when AI starts streaming? Now we gotta compete with them too. Well, not we, because I ain't doing it. But damn, that's gonna be a tough cookie to swallow. No Diddy. But with that being said, hey, I'm out. I gotta hit the hay. I gotta work in the morning. But shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking this long. If you did, put a spider web in the comments and hit the like and subscribe button, and let's keep it PG. You know what I mean? Prosper gang. We in this mug. Till next time, I'm out. And don't forget, nothing is impossible to they who try. Dose.